in
I don't know.
Yeah, that's you in a live.
Uh-huh.
3, 2, 1, go.
Super duper. Hello, my favorite student. How are you today? Here we are, Uncle Geoff's Easy Peasy English. We're quite dark on YouTube. We're on YouTube and TikTok today. The picture is quite dark. Not quite sure. Never mind. We've got the we have the studio lights on, and we have the cameras on. Are we on beauty cam?
No, not today.
Not today. That's okay. I'm handsome enough as it is. The sound should be okay. Fingers crossed. Fingers and toes crossed. Hello, is it to Michael? Hello, Michael. Hi to you too. Nice to know you're there on TikTok. I'm trying to keep an eye on YouTube and see what's happening there. We've tried a couple of weeks to go onto a live YouTube lesson, and it hasn't always worked. Today, we appear to be live on YouTube. Fingers crossed it stays for half an hour, 45 minutes. We'll see. Anyway, how are you today? Here in Gibraltar, the sun is trying to shine. I think it's shining over the border in Spain. It always shines in Spain. Here in Gibraltar, there's nearly always a big cloud over the rock. So it's not so not quite so sunny here, but never mind. Effie, what? Effie say it's. Yeah. It looks like hi. Thanks for being there. And hello to our viewers in Germany, our students in Germany. Yeah, guten Morgen, yeah. Hi gang, nice to know you're there. Oh, by the way, thank you for all the what do they call them? The little the diamonds. Thank you for the diamonds on the last few TikTok lessons. Very kind. Thank you very much. Oh, by the way, as well, you will need today a piece of paper and a pen. So organize that in the next minute or so. Where do you, what do you do? What do you do in Gib? Between you and me, not an awful lot, or as little as possible. My wife and I have a business here in Gibraltar, and so we do that often. My wife is a doctor. We do some stuff at the clinic. I also do voiceovers for radio and television and training videos. So I use my voice on radio commercials and things like that. So I have a little home studio here in the apartment here in Gibraltar, and I sometimes go and sit in there for an hour and read a script to sell something, and then that's played on the radio in various places. Where can they hear you? You can hear me quite a lot in Portugal. There's a radio station in Portugal, an English language radio station in Portugal called Kiss FM, and I make some commercials for them. So if you listen to Kiss FM in the Algarve in Portugal, and maybe up in Lisbon, I think it's up in Lisbon as well, they have two transmitters, you will hear my voice on radio commercials there. So that's quite nice. Hello to students in Poland. Thank you for joining us today. How has your week been? Have you been all right? We've been very busy here. As I say, we have a business here, so that makes it quite busy. We did some Christmas shopping the other day because now it's getting closer and closer to Christmas. The Christmas lights are up in town, so it's starting to look quite pretty, quite festive. So we did some Christmas shopping, bought some Christmas bits and pieces. Every year we like to buy something. We haven't yet bought something for the Christmas tree. Wherever we are in the world, we like to buy a little ornament, a little thing to hang on the Christmas tree. But we haven't bought anything yet. We're looking. If we see something, we'll buy it and then put it on the tree later. Oh, by the way, yes, today we're doing future. We're looking at ways to talk about the future. Will, going to, and the present continuous. 3 different ways, 3 typical ways in English that we use to talk about the future. So we are standing here now, we're looking into the future. How do you talk about the future? There are at least 3 different ways. There are more, but we'll look at will today, we'll look at going to, and we'll look at the present continuous. 3 important ways to talk about the future in English. So we'll start that in just a minute. Oh, yes, and thank you for your comments. In the last week or 2, we get lots of nice comments on TikTok and YouTube, so thank you. For those that watch the YouTube videos, thank you very much. And there are lots of videos on YouTube and on TikTok. On where? On TikTok. So if you want to improve your grammar, your pronunciation, there are lots of little short lessons, some about a minute, on TikTok only a minute, on YouTube up to 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and we do those. And if you have any questions about English grammar or pronunciation, write them down. We'll try and answer them today or in future lessons.
A quick question.
A quick question. Learning English, watching movies with or without subtitles. And somebody asked that the other day. Subtitles are good if your knowledge of English isn't very good. If you're watching the movie, you hear the rhythm of the language, but sometimes the words, the vocabulary is very difficult to understand. So in that situation, it's quite nice to have some subtitles at the bottom of the screen so you get an understanding of what they're talking about. However, with subtitles, all you're doing is reading. You're not really listening to the language. You're not looking at the action on the screen. You're just reading the words at the bottom of the screen. I've got lots of students in China, and they often say, "Uncle Geoff, please put subtitles on your videos." But then, Chinese subtitles, because they want translation. But then all you're doing is reading your own language. You're not listening to natural spoken English. And if you want to learn natural spoken English, why do you want to read the meaning in your language? So to my mind, that's a bit crazy. So in some situations, subtitles are okay, quite good. But in others, I prefer not to have subtitles, especially translated subtitles, because then that just defeats the object. If you go one day to England, or if you have been to England in the past and you've been to a language school, every lesson, everything in the language school is in English. You have to learn the language. If you're a beginner, you start off at the beginning and you slowly progress. And again, if you go to a host family in England and stay with them, you're not going to hear your language in the host family. So you've very quickly got to understand what's being said. You may have a basic understanding of the language, which is good, but everything in that environment is all English. So why have translations on your screen?
So quick hello.
Hello to students in Syria. Nice of you to be there.
Someone mentioned the background is not very good, but never mind.
No, the background is you can't see very much in the background because I've brought a blind gun.
Maybe you're too white.
Or maybe the background is white, my shirt is white, apart from the blue collar. But there we are.
Okay.
We'll wear something more colourful next time, I promise. And yeah, if you have any questions about English grammar or pronunciation, send us a message. We'll do that. I think that's all I want to say. Oh, by the way, hello to Alain. Alain is in France. Is that how you say your name, Alain? It's Alain's birthday today. Happy birthday! I hope you're having a good day. Lots of birthday cake. Do you have birthday cakes in France? Yeah, of course you do, I'm sure. So hello to Alain. What's the other one? Oh, and Morocco and Argentina. We're getting lots of viewers in Morocco and Argentina. Thank you for being there. Now then, present, continuous, will, and going to. 3 important ways to talk about the future in the English language. Will. Let's look at will first of all. Things like, what would you like to drink? I'll have a cup of tea, please. You decide at the time of speaking. Will. What would you like to drink? I'll have a cup of tea. If you go to a restaurant, what are you having? I'll have fish and chips, please. You decide. I will. I'll. You decide at the time of speaking. Use will. Going to. I'm going to make a cup of coffee. Another one. I'm going to make another cup of coffee. Would you like one? Yes, please. No, thank you. Going to. I am. I'm going to make another cup of coffee. I decided a few moments before speaking. A few moments before. So I use going to. It's my plan to do it. For present continuous, I'm starting a new job next week. Present continuous. I'm starting a new job next week. Why the present continuous? How do I know I'm starting a new job next week? Because it's organized, it's arranged. I spoke to somebody before, I spoke to the boss of the company before now, before speaking. We're in the middle of that present continuous action. And next week, I start my job. So present continuous, that's why we use the present continuous to talk about the future. It's arranged, it's organized. We spoke about it before, it happens after speaking, and that's why it's present continuous. Have a look at Uncle Geoff's board. Here we are. The writing I'll do in a second. Let me just show you the top part of this. Everything, I've said it before, everything in English is seen from the time of speaking. So here we are now, the time of speaking. What's the time? Oh, it's 10 past 11 in Gibraltar. It's 10 past 10 in London and Portugal, but in Gibraltar, Spain, France, it's 10 past 11. So here we are now, the time of speaking. So everything in English is seen from here. We stand here and look back before now. We stand here and we look forward into the future. So, where's my pen? Let me have a little look. We'll have a blue one first. What would you like to drink? I'll have a coffee, please. You decide at the time of speaking. From here forwards, it's will. You decide at the time of speaking. What was the other one? I'm going to make a cup of coffee. Would you like one? I'm going to make it. I thought a few seconds before speaking. It could be a few seconds, a few minutes. Yesterday, it's just before speaking. So I started on, let me change my pen. Hang on, Uncle Geoff, let's go for red this time. I thought about it before. I'm going to make a cup of coffee. I'm going to make a cup of coffee up here. Going to. So because I decided before, it's just my idea, my plan, it's going to. Another color, I'm starting a new job next week. Yeah, I'm starting a new job next week. Here we are, next week on the timeline, there we are. I spoke to the boss. He said, Uncle Geoff, you are just the person I want for my company. Come and join us. So I start the job next week. So we are in the middle of me speaking to the boss and next week. Present continuous. My handwriting is rubbish at this angle, but never mind, yeah? So, 3 different ways to talk about the future seen from now, the time of speaking. Okie dokie. Have a look at the sentences. Can you see those okay? Let's have a look. First one. I like those shoes. I think I'll buy them. I like those shoes. I think I'll buy them. So you go shopping, you see some shoes. Hey, they look good. I like those shoes. I think I'll buy them. I will, I'll. I think I'll buy them. You go shopping, you're here, you're speaking. I like those shoes. I think I'll buy them. I will. At the time of speaking, the decision made. Look at the next one. I'll carry that bag for you. It looks heavy. I'll carry that bag for you. It looks heavy. Again, a decision made at the time of speaking. You are standing there at the airport, in the shops. Your wife is struggling to carry the heavy shopping. You, being the perfect gentleman, say, that bag looks heavy. I'll carry it for you. You decide at the time of speaking. You use will. I will, I'll. In English, we always, nearly always, contract because it fits the rhythm of the sentence. Yeah? So, I'll carry that bag for you. It looks really heavy. Will, at the time of speaking. Look at the ones in red. Next one, going to. I'm going to clean my room later, or this afternoon. I'm going to clean my room this afternoon. Very good. My room is very messy, very dirty. I'm going to clean it. I'm standing here. I thought about it before speaking. I'm going to clean my room because the room is a mess. I've seen it. It's horrible. So I decide before speaking, here I am talking to you. I am going to. I'm going to clean. The to is with the next verb. I'm going to clean. I'm going to clean my room this afternoon. It's my decision. Nobody else knows about it, only me. It's just my idea, my plan. And look at the next sentence. What are you going to do next Sunday? What are you going to do next Sunday? What is your plan for next Sunday? Have you thought about it? I assume you have thought about it before. What are you going to do next Sunday? Oh, I'm going to wash the car. Yeah, it's just a plan. I'm going. What are you going to do next Sunday? I'm going to buy my wife a diamond ring.
Really? Yes?
No, it's a lie.
Sure.
Okay, so going to. A plan for the future. It's just your idea. You haven't spoken to anybody. Nobody else knows about it. It's just in your head. Okay? And then I've got to hold this up for YouTube because it's out of the picture. Have a look at that one. Let me turn it around. What did I write? I'm flying home next week. I am flying home next week. I am flying home next week. Present continuous. If you know now, let me come down again. If you know now that you are flying home next week, how do you know? How do you know you're flying home next week? Because you've got a ticket. You've been to the travel agent. You've organized it. You've called the airline. You've booked it. So you are in the middle of this action where you book the flight. You go home next week. The flight takes off. You are in the middle of that continuous action across now, the time of speaking. Next one, let me hold it up again. I'm seeing my dentist on Monday. Oh, lovely. I'm seeing my dentist on Monday. How do you know you're seeing your dentist on Monday? Let me come down again. Here's Monday. We are here talking now. How do you know you're seeing your dentist? Because you telephoned before, you made the appointment. You telephone the reception. Hello, my tooth hurts. I want to see the dentist. Okay, can you come next Monday? Yes, I can. So, in the middle of the action that started when you telephoned the dentist, and it finishes when you see the dentist. So, present continuous. That's why we use the present continuous in that situation. It's something that's organized. You've spoken to somebody else. For going to, you don't speak to anybody. It's just your idea. For present continuous, you have spoken to somebody. You've arranged it. It's organized. So 3 different ways to talk about the future in English: will, going to, and the present continuous. Happy with that? Yes, Uncle Geoff.
Yes, someone said you promised that you'll buy your wife a diamond ring.
Okay, I will.
Yeah.
Will. I decide at the time of speaking. I will buy her a diamond ring next week.
Someone said you are so awesome and gorgeous.
Oh, well, thank you.
Generous.
How kind. I know. I am. I am awesome. I am gorgeous. It's absolutely true.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, well, let me have a drink of tea. Oh, that was a lot of my talking.
Very good, very good.
Righty-ho. Now then, speaking of will, going to, and the present continuous to talk about the future, have a little look at this. My friend Anna is in hospital. Can you see that okay? Anna is in hospital. Yeah? Anna is in hospital. Now then, have a look at these in blue, red, and green. Using will, Anna is in hospital. Is she? Oh no, I didn't know. I'll go and visit her later. Is she? I didn't know. I'll go and visit her later. I will visit. I'll visit her later. Yeah? Is she? I didn't know. I'll go and visit her later. The rhythm, the pronunciation, that's why we contract. It's all important. So if you want to improve your spoken English, try to get the rhythm. Anna is in hospital. Is she? I didn't know. I'll go and visit her later. I will. You decide at the time of speaking. Look at the next one. Anna's in hospital. Yeah, Anna is Anna's. Anna's in hospital. Yes, I know. I'm going to visit her later. So now you know she's in hospital. Yes, I know. I'm going to visit her later. It's my idea. I thought about it before. I haven't spoken to anybody. It's just my decision. I am going. I'm going to visit her later. Going to talk about the future. And the last one, Anna's in hospital. Yes, I know. I'm seeing her later. Why the present continuous? Look at the rest of the sentence. I'm meeting John and we're going to the hospital together. So I've arranged it. I've spoken to John. We both know Anna. We are meeting later and we will go to see Anna in hospital. So yes, I know. I'm seeing her later. I arranged it with John. He's a good friend as well. I'm meeting John and we're going to the hospital together. Present continuous. So 3 different ways to talk about the future in my funny old language. Sounds good? Sounds good. One more quick thing on going to, because it can be a bit strange going to. Have a quick look at this. Can you see that okay? Look at the first one. I'm going to the park. And the second one, I'm going to go to the park. So I'm going to the park. I'm going to go to the park. Are they the same? What do you think? Are they the same? Do they mean the same thing? I'm going to the park and I'm going to go to the park. What do you think, my favorite student? They're different. Why are they different? I am going to the park, present continuous. I am going to the park. Forget this bit. This too is the preposition of going towards something. So it's not a going to future. This is a going to future. This too goes with the next verb. So sometimes it's confusing, but look at what follows going and going to. This one, I'm going to the park. You're walking along the street now at the time of speaking. I'm going to the park now. I'm going to go to the park. You decided before speaking that that's your plan. So later, you are going to the park. Not now. You're sitting at home. We're having a conversation. What are you doing later? Oh, I'm going to go to the park. So two different situations. One happening now. You're happily walking to the park. And this one, you thought about it before speaking. You're not walking to the park yet. Maybe later today. I'm going to go to the park. You could change go. I'm going to walk to the park later on. I'm going to see my friends at the park. The pronunciation. Excuse me. I'm going to go. To go. Pronunciation is important. I'm going to the park. I'm going to the park. I'm going to go to the park. I'm going to go to go. I'm going to go. So a quick look and hopefully a good explanation of will, going to, and the present continuous to talk about the future. Happy with those? Yes, Uncle Geoff.
So,
excellent.
Can I have a question?
You can have a question.
So what if you're asking a question? Are you going to? Will you do it? Or is it the same?
Are you going to the park?
Yeah. Does
Again,
it mean I decided a few seconds before?
Are you going? If we meet in the street, you might say, "Where are you going?" So, where are you going now? I'm going to the park.
Are you going to the party tomorrow?
Going to the party tomorrow?
Yeah.
Have you thought about it beforehand? Are you going to the party tomorrow?
Yeah.
It's the
present.
It's your thought. Yeah. Let me get my little board again. Yeah. But again, are you going to the park? Party or park? Did you say?
Party.
Okay. Are you going to the party tomorrow? Let's get my picture. Can you see that all right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you going to the party tomorrow? Present continuous, because you're having a conversation now. I'm going to the party. You know about the party. So how do you know about it? Because it was organized before. So are you going to the party? The party is there tomorrow.
And I say I'm going to the party.
And then you can say, I'm going to the party. It's arranged. You've spoken to somebody.
Can I say I will?
Not in that situation, because you know about the party. It's decided. You've arranged it with somebody. You can say, what are you doing tomorrow? There's a party. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. I'll go to the party.
Okay.
Or would you like to go?
You didn't know that.
Only at the time of speaking. You decide at the time of speaking. But are you going to the party tomorrow? There's the party tomorrow. How do you know when you're speaking there's a party? Because it was arranged beforehand. You know about it. So how do you know? Because it was started before now. So are you going to the party tomorrow? Present continuous. Good fun, huh?
Yay.
We love the present continuous in English. We can use it in lots of different ways. But it's all basically the action started before and the action finishes. You are just in the middle of it. Like I'm starting my new job next week. It's organized. How do you know you're starting? Because you organized it with the boss earlier. So, good, huh? Let me just put the tops back on my pen because they'll dry out otherwise. A sip more tea. Oh, sip. Pronunciation. 2 more English sounds. So this week, some more English sounds. You will need a piece of paper and you will need a pen. So hopefully you've got that organized. Have you got them? Yes, I have. Good. Let me get my next piece of paper. have a look at these words. Today we're looking at two sounds. We're looking at p and b. Let me get my phonetic chart. Have a look at this. Uncle Geoff's Easy-Peasy English phonemic chart. Today we're looking at these two sounds. We're looking at p, 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 and b, b, b. This one is unvoiced, there's no vibration. This one is voiced, b, b, b. Unvoiced, voiced. If you would like a copy of Uncle Geoff's phonemic chart, send me an email. Send an email to unclejeffinglish@gmail.com and I'll send you one. You can have a copy, then you can print it out yourself and use it. A quick word about this chart. These are all vowel sounds up at the top. These are all consonant sounds at the bottom. These consonant sounds are split into unvoiced, voiced, unvoiced, voiced, unvoiced, voiced. The mouth position for these two is exactly the same. There is no difference in the mouth. We've got b, 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 b. The mouth is the same. It doesn't change. The only difference is vibration here, voice. So unvoiced, voiced. Have you got a piece of paper, by the way? Yeah? This is fun. This is a good bit. You'll enjoy this for voiced and unvoiced. P and b. Put the piece of paper close to your mouth. Yeah? Quite close. If you put it like that, your nose gets in the way. English people often have big noses. I have a big nose. I have big feet as well, but no, that's another story. Okay, so put the paper in front of you and go. The paper moves. Clever, huh? Now go b, b, b. Voiced. B, 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 b. The paper doesn't move. Remarkable. Do the unvoiced again. Like a little explosion of air. Yeah. Close your mouth and blow the air out. You stop it for a second. Yeah. The other one. There's hardly any movement. So we are looking at these two sounds today. And have a look at these words. This is for pen. Pen. And what did I write? Oh, bad. Okay. The other one. This is for bad. Bad. Pen. Bad. All right. And if you look at these words, one has a p and the other has a b. Look at the first one. Pat, pat, and bat, bat, pat, bat. The mouth is exactly the same. If you can't hear anything and you lip read, if you are deaf and you lip read, the words look exactly the same. If I don't speak for a moment, please. If I don't speak for a moment and just go, the mouth is exactly the same. It doesn't change. The only difference is the sound of the first letter. Pat, bat, pat, bat. Yeah. Look at the next one. Port, bought, port, bought, port, bought. Yeah, port, where ships stop for a while. Bought, past tense of buy. Oh yeah, and pat, you can pat something. And bat is what you hit. Cricket bat. Next one, pull and bull. Move the thing down for a second. Pull, bull, pull, bull. Yeah, pull, bull. You pull something, pull it, and bull is that big animal in the field that chases you if you walk across it like a cow, the male cow. Yeah, bull. I'm not doing cow noises this week.
Fish.
I'll be quiet. Last week we did animal noises. Not again, please. Next two words: pride, bride. Pride, bride. The bride, a lady that gets married. Pride, you're proud of something. You're feeling good about something. Pride and bride. So, and but. Excuse me. On the other side, here the sound is at the end. Look at these two. I'll go this side. We've got rope and what did I write? Oh, and robe. Rope, robe. Rope, robe. Again, the mouth is the same. The only difference is sound. One is the other is rope, rope, robe, robe. Yeah, rope. Something, a thick string, you tie things. Robe, you can put on like a dressing gown, a bath robe. If you have a bath or a shower, you put on a nice cozy thing to wear to keep warm afterwards. Rope and robe. Cup and cub. Cup, cub. The mouth is the same, it doesn't change. Cup, cub. The mouth position, everything about it. The only difference is the p and the b ending. Cup, you drink from a cup of tea. Cub, a baby animal like a fox. No, a dog is puppy, isn't it? But a fox cub, a baby fox.
How do they make sound? Foxes.
Foxes. That's a kind of a squeaky noise, you know, for a funny kind of noise. I'm not very good at fox noises. Thank goodness. I'm not buying you a diamond ring now. Okay, look at the next two. We've got rib, rib, and rip. Rib, rip. Rib, rip. Rib, rip. Rib, you have several. How many ribs have you got? 9 on that side and 9 on the other side. Or 7, or how many?
I don't know.
Okay. Rib and rip, and you tear your shirt. It rips. Rib and rip. And the last two, pears and bears. Pears and bears. Pear, the fruit, a nice sweet fruit, unless you buy them in a supermarket and they're rock hard and you can't eat them for 3 weeks and then they go moldy. Pears, pears, and bears, bears, like Yogi Bear. Pandas are bears, aren't they? Yeah, bears. All right, pears and bears. So we're looking at p and b. Have you got your piece of paper that you went p, 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 and b, bears, pears, pears, pears? Yeah? Okay, piece of paper, pen. I'm going to say some words. I want you to write down the words that you hear. Okay? Pen handy, piece of paper.
Yeah.
Oh, question?
That, no, just one.
Your nose is perfect. Thank you, Lisa. I know it is. I agree. My mum and dad both had big noses. I think it's typically English. I think lots of English have a big nose. Not all, but lots. And I'm quite tall. In fact, I'm very tall. I'm 1 meter 95. So
97 actually.
97. 1 meter 97. I've grown. Wow.
With your
Fine.
9 ribs.
How many ribs are there?
12 each side.
Oh, 12 each side. Oh, 12 ribs each side. We had, changing the subject quickly, we had a rack of ribs for dinner the other day. Delicious. They were pork ribs, weren't they? Yeah. We had a rack of ribs. I do like ribs. And my wife cooks them beautifully. Now, oh yeah, words. I'm going to say some words. I want you to write them down. Which word do you hear? First one, there are 10, okay? 10 words. Number 1, pit. Write down the word you hear, pit. Next one, number 2, bat. Bat. Write down bat. Next one, port. Port. Write down the word you hear, port. Next one, number 4, bull. Bull. 5, pride. Pride. Number 6, rope. Rope. Number 7, tribe. Tribe. That's a new word. Tribe. Next one, number 8, tap. Tap. Next one, number 9, cub. Cub. And the last one, number 10, rib. Rib. Okay. Have you written them all down? Did you write down those? First one, pit. 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 Next one, bat. Bat. Next one, port. Bull. Pride. Yeah, pride. Rope. Rope. Tribe. Like a family of people, lots of families of people living in the mountains or jungle or wherever. Tribe. Tap. You can tap someone on the head, or in British English, in the kitchen or the bathroom, you turn on a tap to make the water come out. In American English, they call it a faucet. Why? We don't know. But in British English, it's tap. Number 9, cub. Cub. And the last one, rib. How many?
12.
12 on each side. Very good. So there we are. Pronunciation. 2 new sounds. And that's good practice as well. If you have your piece of paper and you think, what shall I do this evening? You can practice but. What good fun. You see, English is fun as well as being educational. All right, so that's some English sounds, and next time we'll have some more.
Question.
Question. How to say,
Pronounce.
or how to pronounce R in the middle of the word or the end. A word with R in the middle. Terrible. 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 I think in American English it's similar. Terrible. They tend to make a stronger R sound. But yeah, terrible. And at the end, terror. Terror. Let me write those down. Hang on 2 ticks. Let me find a clean piece of paper. Oh, thank you. What did I say? Terrible.
Use a bigger pen.
Oh, yeah. Terrible.
Someone said tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah. Another good one. I'll do tomorrow. Thank you, student, for your suggestion. Perfect. Okay. 3 lovely words. Terrible. With 2 R's in the middle. Terrible. Terrible. Some languages have a strong R sound. Some go terrible. French has quite a strong throat sound for the R sound. Some they roll. Yeah. They they roll their tongue. Yeah, they roll. They roll their tongue with a sound. So depending on your language, in English, in British English, we don't go in the throat. It's just kind of in the middle of the mouth. The tongue is kind of twisted around a bit. Terror, because, well, this is my first. Terrible, 3 syllables. Terrible, terrible. The first syllable is stressed, the next 2 not. Terrible, terrible. This one, terror. It's an sound. So we don't pronounce the R at the end of the word. Terror. The only time we pronounce it at the end of the word is if we're joining it to another word. Terror in London. Terror in London. On its own, terror. If we're writing it, if we're saying it in a sentence, terror in, we'll probably say terror in London. Terror in London. Because in English, we love to link the sounds together, which sometimes makes it very difficult for you guys as students of English to understand what's being said. Terror in London. Sorry, what? Terror in London. But we do it a lot. We do it all the time because it has to fit the rhythm. Yeah? Terror in London, terror in. And the last one, tomorrow. Some people have difficulty saying the sound. There are some people on TV, quite famous in the UK, and they can't make the sound. It sounds more like a W, a W. It sounds more like a W sound. And they'll say tomorrow, because they can't make that sound naturally. And there are 1 or 2 famous people on TV in the UK that can't pronounce R, and they'll make it a W sound, tomorrow. But yeah, some languages, some, but British English.
How do you do the cow?
I'm not telling you. It's a secret.
Okay. UK and the US pronunciation.
Oh, US and UK, that's a nice one. A bottle of water. Let me write it down on my paper. Bottle. Well, you can hear how I say it. Bottle of water. Bottle of water. If I say it slowly. Bottle of water. Bottle of water. 2 different ways of saying it in British English. We tend not to say bottle. We'll kind of swallow the 2 T's. Bottle. Go bottle. And we lose the T. It's kind of swallowed. Yeah? Bottle. Like, the technical word is a glottal stop, where you kind of, the sound doesn't come out. So we go bottle. Bottle of water. Bottle of water. Which words are stressed? Bottle and water. Yeah, bottle, water. Let me just get my pen again. That bit stressed and that bit stressed. There's lots of nouns in English, the first syllables. There you go. Bottle, water, bottle, water, the. So this is not stressed. We don't pronounce of. We don't say bottle of water, bottle, water. So this sound of is pronounced of, bottle of water. It's, where's my phonetic chart gone? It's that very special unstressed vowel sound. Bottle of water. Bottle of water. So that's how most English people, British people would say it. Bottle of water. Or bottle of water. If you're if you're from London, you'll go bottle of water. Sorry? Who said that? Bottle of water. Because lots of Londoners don't pronounce the T's in any word. We lose them completely. Bottle of water. Especially if you live in South London. I was born in South London. So we don't say bottle, we say bottle. And water, water.
No, London English, please.
Proper
BBC.
English.
Yeah, BBC English.
BBC English.
BBC
Okay.
English, please.
Oh yes, I worked for the BBC once, a long time ago. For a long time. Yeah, bottle of water. But again, better. Yes, you will hear, if you hear bottle of water, if you watch the TV, some English programs, you will hear bottle of water. But don't say it yourself. You, as a student of English, use the nice way to say it. You will see, I have seen, lots of videos on TikTok and other places, and they're saying, don't say bottle of water, say bottle of water. No, sorry, don't use that way of speaking. Use the nice way of speaking. That sound, losing the sound, puts you in a certain social class. And if you're working with English as a language and you're working with people of a higher social class, if you use bottle of water, they won't consider you as being very well educated. So say it nicely, learn the correct way to say it. It will help your English and it will help you personally. So bottle of water, please.
American song for that.
Oh, the American sound. Sorry, I nearly forgot. Okay, bottle of water. Bottle of water. They tend to make a t sound, a d sound. So bottle becomes bottle. Bottle. Kind of a d, bottle. Bottle. A bottle, and they don't say they go up. Bottle of water. Bottle of water. That's not a bad American accent. It's not great, but it's pretty good. A bottle of water. Yeah. They may even make the R sound at the end. Bottle of water. Again, depending on which part of America, it's like in England, different parts of England have a different accent. So, bottle of water. Some will pronounce the bottle of water. Bottle of water. It just depends. If you are, and again, if you are using more, if you are speaking to more American, using more American English, learn American pronunciation. Although in America, they do like the English, the British English sound.
How to say it in German?
What, bottle of water?
Yeah.
Ein Flasche Wasser, I think.
How to say it in Chinese?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. Once I was flying into in and out of America, went to visit, and we were going through where they check the baggage, and the lady behind checking the bag said, what have you got in your bag? Oh, what have you got in your bag? And so I said, oh, yeah, just personal things, whatever it was in the bag. He said, oh, I love your accent. Because they love the sound of English. So whatever's good for you, use whichever sound is best for you.
still understand you, but not the movie with the subtitles.
Yeah, thank you that you can understand me. That's good to know. But yeah, but movies are difficult. Movies are horribly difficult. When I was learning German many years ago, you learn certain sounds and you learn the basic language. Then you watch something on TV or you watch a film or the news. The news is ever so difficult to understand because the language is very sophisticated. The vocabulary is much bigger than you have learned. And also in films, they speak very quickly, very fast. So it's often very difficult. Often you need subtitles at the bottom of films to understand what's going on. But that's the nice thing with pictures, because you can see the context, you can see the situation, and then it helps a bit. Let me just click my YouTube feed. Hi, Uncle. Sometimes I see the object pronoun me in the beginning of a sentence instead of the subject pronoun I. Yeah, me at the beginning of a sentence?
No.
I wouldn't have thought, well, I can't think of a situation where you would. If you see something, find me a sentence and write it down where you've seen it. I can't think why me would be at the beginning of a sentence.
Me and my husband.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
Oh, yeah, people. Yeah, that's
It's
true.
really
Me and my husband, me and my wife, went to the shops yesterday. Yes, you will hear it. It's true. Again, native speakers don't always speak English beautifully. Nicer is my husband and I. You remember when the Queen and Prince Philip, when Prince Philip was alive, she would say, my husband and I, because that's the nice way to say it. It's grammatically beautiful. But she wouldn't say, me and my husband. It's okay, but it's not great grammar, so don't use it.
It's a hello from...
Hello from Egypt. Hello to students in Egypt. Nice of you to be there. And Algeria as well. Thank you for being there. I hope you're following everything.
Student.
Is that student's name?
Yeah.
It looks like Arween Geoff.
Yeah.
It looks like.
Yeah.
So hi, thanks for being there. Thanks for taking the time to write something. When someone wants some common British slang, we'll do some videos on common British slang. Again, yeah, it's good to see some of those expressions. Good if you hear them so you understand them. But personally, I wouldn't say use them yourself. Just learn them to understand them. It's like bad words in English, swear words in English. Don't use them. You hear them on movies all the time. People are often saying very bad words in films and on TV now, much more on TV.
Which one teach you all the bad language? Well, my patient learned from. The Portuguese patient learned from.
Was there a program? I mean,
no. The Orange is New Black.
Oh yeah, there's an American TV series. Well, nearly every TV series now has bad language in it. Orange is the New Black. Have you seen that?
The ladies.
Like in America, women in prison. Orange is the New. Some very bad language, and nearly every program now. Do you know the chef Gordon Ramsay? I don't know if you have it in your country. Hell's Kitchen and things like that. Some very bad words on TV. Please don't use them. In certain situations, it's okay. And also learning the bad words, you as a foreign student don't know the true, real meaning of the word. You hear it and you say it and it's okay. But often it's bad and you shouldn't use it. So please don't use bad words when you speak. Not a good idea.
Okay.
But slang expressions, we'll have a look. We're going to finish soon because in England it's an important time. 11 o'clock in London is an important time today. So we're going to stop in just a second. Why is the English accent different from a Scottish one? Again, different parts of the country. Down in London, it's slightly different to just outside London. Up in Scotland, I'm sure in your country you have different accents in different parts of your country. You have the basic, grammar that's always there, but you just say the words differently.
Okay. Okay.
And that's the way it
I have
goes.
to rush 1 minute.
Yeah,
Are you here tomorrow? Next week?
By the way, next week we are not here because we are moving. Present continuous. Talk about the future. We are moving house. We're moving from Gibraltar to Portugal, back to Portugal. So we won't be here next weekend, but in 2 weeks' time, we'll be back with another Uncle Geoff's Easy-Peasy English lesson. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned some good things. I'm going to watch the Queen on TV. I will see you next time. Follow the videos on TikTok and YouTube. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.